Switch Radio Sport. This is Switch.
Hello, welcome to Switch Sport Radio. Joining me today is KIDDY Harrier's head coach, Harry O'Neill. Thank you for joining us today, Harry. On the back of a 5-0 league win against Shrewsbury Town, can you pinpoint what that emphatic win was down to?
Hello, John. A lot of it come down to momentum, to be honest. I think it was really key for us to kind of keep momentum for, considering how positive we finished almost the end of last year. That was the message over Christmas, consistently. It was the message when we first come back, and we had a bit of a stop-start, I suppose, with training and then games getting called off. But it was so important to us to kind of hit the ground running. I think in this league, it's vitally important that you do. Points are key across all the board, really. So in terms of doing what we can to try and get a massive result, momentum was absolutely huge. I think ultimately the girls proved that. 5-0 win, against a team that's rightfully caused us problems in the last few fixtures previously. Shrewsbury Town are a great footballing outfit, a good side, and they still continue to test us at times as well. The 5-0 necessarily wasn't a dominant display, but it was also something that we're very proud of, to kind of be clinical at the right areas as well. So momentum being key, good start to obviously 2025, and we're going to look to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, certainly was a great result. Rogers and Beth Gallagher on the score sheets as well. They're proving to be sub-signings, aren't they?
Absolutely. I think for those who have been with us previously at different clubs, or obviously from the start of the season, then a lot of people know what Mill Rogers is all about, and I think coming to this level and performing at this level as she has done in previous seasons just shows the kind of character and kind of player that she is. What she brings as a centre forward is exceptional. It's not just the end products, it's how she can obviously link the play and how she can try and get the rest of the team involved, get us up the pitch where we've been struggling at times as well. Beth is very similar. She's been a great addition. I think, the key message and the key almost recruitment strategy that we've had is to try and build obviously a tier 4 team before we get there, and I think we're doing just that. People like Beth are great characters to have in and around the dressing room, but also absolutely outstanding players. Continue to improve, and I think Beth offers us something, when she did first join and come to a couple of training sessions, she offered us something that we lacked, a bit of tenacity, a bit of footballing intelligence as well at times, where actually you turn around and go, you can tell she's been at a higher level, and that's absolutely what she's done. So both have been absolutely brilliant. It was good to see them get on the score sheet. Arguably could have got more as well.
Totally agree, yeah. And your latest signing, Phoebe Hill, debuted in that game as well. A player who shone for you at the end of last season at your previous club. What do you think her role will be at KIDDY Harrier's?
I like Phoebe a lot. It's someone that I brought in probably near the end of my Stourbridge tenure, obviously, but like I said, a previous club. She's somebody with obviously academy pedigree, and I think, again, previously, what I said previously, just about someone that knows, always knows has that football intelligence, knows where to be at the right areas, and brings that, midfield ability that just adds further to what we've got. I think it's important to recruit at this stage. I think as a management team, we discussed how important this would be. We made this point vocal to the players as well. Phoebe's an outstanding talent. She's still young at the end of the day as well, so she's got more to develop on, and that's, hopefully going to be the right environment here for her to be able to do exactly that. And hopefully we can kick on then and try and continue to develop her and obviously reap the benefits of what she gives us.
Yeah, it brings me on nicely to this question, because it appears you and Andy Fisher built a team in the summer, and then you've kept the momentum going by continuing to bring in quality players throughout the start of this season as well. Are you happy with the size of your squad now? Because Andy Fisher mentioned over the weekend that competition for places is so important, isn't it?
It's got to be, and I think it's got to be an ever-evolving project, an ever-evolving team. And look, there's a lot of familiar faces that have joined us recently, or been throughout since the start of the season, with some new faces as well. But you got to remember that's a new team as well, and I think just because we've had previous people before, and then we've suddenly got obviously new squad in as well, it's a lot to handle. It's a lot to get right in terms of footballing dynamic, but off the pitch as well. And I think it's a bold strategy that we've took upon it, but it's ultimately one that we want because it's so competitive, and I think it breeds a healthy competitive nature. You obviously have to get the balance. You need to manage game time as much as you can, and that can lead to difficult conversations. But everybody here is here because they want to be part of a fantastic footballing team and fantastic environment that is a credit to the girls, as much as the staff that we've managed to build. It's a work in progress, John, but ultimately at the same time, it's allowed us to almost continue to appeal to people that we want to recruit, appeal to players, and continue to almost evolve the squad. Are we necessarily done? It's difficult to say, because I think really you've got to keep involving. You've got to, I think I said previously then, you've almost got to build a team that's capable of being in the league above before you even worry about getting there. And I think that's vitally important at the end of the day. So are we happy with the squad size? Yeah, I think we are. I think we're very happy with the players that we've got. Would we look to recruit more? I think yes, providing the character's right. And I think like I mentioned, just with the environment, the character has got to be absolutely key. If you can be almost the right character off the pitch, we know we can make your football better on the pitch, and that ultimately proves with the squad that we've got so far.
Well, we understand what you're saying there, Harry. You want to be sustainable if you do get promoted as well, don't you? So you don't want to leave too much to do in the summer. You want to get things right this season as well, don't you? So good to hear that, yeah. During the game, Captain Amber Lawrence went off with an ankle injury. Any updates on her just yet?
Probably a little too early to kind of establish what's actually happened, but we trust the medical team, we trust the staff that we've got around us to kind of get that right with Lammy as well. And Lammy's an experienced player. She's had setbacks before. She's come back stronger as a result of it. She was absolutely fantastic in coming back after Christmas, and the way she's been on the pitch as well. Having a brilliant, having a brilliant first half until that got to that point as well. It's sad to see, but we trust Lammy's character. We trust Lammy's desire to kind of get back and be almost the skipper of the team. You want to be playing, you want to be in and around the squad, and Lammy's exactly the type of person that will do that. Probably too early to say in regards to time wise or anything like that, but we trust that she'll come back stronger again and help to continue to provide for this team.
Only 9 league games gone, Harry, but with Shifnal losing their last 2 league games and having a game in hand over Light Town, how would you describe your league position at this stage?
It's very early to say. I think while saying that, it's also a very, very important time of the season. I think coming back just after Christmas can be really telling about whereabouts you're at. I think everybody's capable of having a good start, or everybody's capable of accidentally slipping up at the beginning of the season, but almost near the halfway point, and especially when you've had a bit of a break, shows a lot about the current club that you've got, the current squad, the current attitude of your players and your staff. I think to come off a positive result against Shrewsbury, as a first game back, was really, really good. You got to keep one eye on results around you, but we'll certainly look at Shifnal and Lai, who have obviously played each other recently as well. As it's a competitive game, it's competitive nature, but we've also got to be very, very important to look at ourselves. And I think it's very easy to look at Shifnal dropping points, for example, but also we could drop points. We have dropped points, and so has Lai, and so has every other team in this league. And this tier at the moment is probably the most competitive tier 5 it's ever been. And I think we've got to be, pay homage to that. To almost that, we've got to be careful. We've got to look after ourselves. And I think we got almost like you mentioned, then halfway through the season, we've cup competitions, everything as well. So a long, long, long way to go. But we're ready. We're capable. We're happy with where we are at the moment. We're keeping ourselves in our own lane, and we'll focus on the County Cup this weekend, but straight back to the league the week after, and a very, very important fixture at the top end of the table, which the girls are very much looking forward to, staff are very much looking forward to, and we can't wait to see where we end up at the end of the season.
Thank you, Harry. You mentioned the County Cup there. It would be nice to have a bit of a run on there as well, wouldn't it, to close out the season, maybe a cup final. Is that in your mind at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important to be able to get the right juggle of competitions in this season. I think we've been in a League Cup, FA Cup, and now County Cup as well. It's credit to the girls, and almost what you said about a big squad previously, that injuries and cup competitions play a massive part of why you need a massive squad. And I think to be able to perform well in the FA Cup and now go lead into a County Cup quarter final, it's massive. And I think actually for a lot of the girls, especially some of the younger ones who are almost approaching women's football for relatively the first time, it's a chance to pick up their first bit of silverware, and especially before the league even finishes. And I think it's a massive opportunity for us to get a lot of momentum, a lot of positive, and show actually no, this is a winning team. It's very capable of winning silverware and winning competitions. And I think we got to treat the opponents with respect on Sunday. Get yourself into a final. Obviously, we're going through the semi-final as well. But once we do, and if we do, it's a chance to pick up some silverware before the end of the season would be fantastic, and really, really positive for hopefully pushing us on then to kick on and pick up another piece at the end of the season.
Switch Radio Sport. This is Switch.